right, we are live. Welcome to the Spinnin Backfist MMA show. I hope you could hear us. These mics, we're using new mics, new studio setup. I couldn't figure it out. We got no Jack Mac. He's kind of the brains of the operation, I would say, but he's sick with the flu. So get well soon, Jack Mac. But me and Big Ev are here to break down UFC 313 this weekend. Big Poatan card. It was a big. We had Gaethje Hooker. Now we've got Gaethje Fiziev, which is fine. It's a good replacement.
It's a great fight. It's just that the name value took a little dip.
It did,
because I think this is one what is the IYKYK? If you know, you know. If you watch the first fight and you're familiar with Fiziev, you know this is going to be a fucking banger. The first fight was like a fight of the year nominee.
We'll get to it later. Are you surprised that he's the favorite?
No, because he was a bigger favorite last time. I expected him to be the favorite.
But the short notice, I was just like a little surprised about that.
So the gambling brain for me was all right. He was minus like 200 the first time.
Yeah.
He lost.
He
lost a very close fight. Even I don't know if I'd say controversial. There's some people out there who thought he won. He definitely won the first. A lot of people thought he won the second, and then Gaethje clearly won the third and probably won the third the most decisively. So I figured he was going to be like in this like 150, right minus 150. Yeah. He's actually went up
162.
He was minus 142 like when the fight got announced.
Yeah.
So it's went up. So I think gamblers just see like when they see a fight get made like 2 years later, and the only thing you could Fiziev, he's coming off a knee injury, but he also hasn't fought in like 2 years, so he should be healed from the knee injury at this point.
Yeah, true.
But this fight was the Kamaru Leon 3 co-main. So that was like almost exactly 2 years ago, I think in March.
Was it? You got a good memory with that stuff.
I remember I was in Columbus. So I needed Leon very badly in that fight.
Gaethje Fiziev.
And I lost. I had Fiziev and I lost.
Yeah, to UFC 286. I think you're right about that.
Is it exactly 2 years? 2022 or 2021?
It is
maybe
2023.
All right, 2025.
Yeah.
So 2 years. 2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
March 18th, though.
And then he fought Gamrot and he blew his knee out.
Yeah.
So he hasn't really fought since then. So this is his comeback. They talked about doing Gamrot. Gamrot immediately threw his hat in the ring for the Gaethje fight. I kind of just had my instincts like they want to put a striker in there with Gaethje.
Yeah.
I think at this stage,
especially
with Gaethje
when you're replacing the Hooker fight.
Yes.
The fans were ready for like a firefight, absolute war. You want a fight that could replicate that even a little bit.
That's right, because I'm a fan of Gamrot. I think Gamrot I think there's a world where he could be holding the belt, like if Islam ever moves up or anything like that, or just leaves. But it's what you said. Like I just knew this was you were expecting like a BMF type fight.
Yeah.
Get respectfully to Gamrot, he's incredibly skilled. He's just not that guy.
No, not yet. Maybe he could get there one day.
Just stylistically, he's just not that guy. Like if he fights Gaethje, he's going to grapple. Like any striker he's ever fought, he's tried to grapple.
By the way, let me just make sure if you're in the chat, let us know if you could hear us. That's big. Cameron in the chat said no lib jack. That's not nice.
No, not nice. Not nice.
Don't say that. He's not lib jack. Let us know if you could. I think you can. Let's go, boys. Jesse Adams. Can you hear us, Jesse? Rematch is going to rule. Fiziev by KO. Can hear. Okay, good.
Appreciate
That's
that,
great.
Jackie Moon.
Thank you. We can hear. All good. Look at that. We set us up. First time in a new studio, new tech setup, and it went well. Can hear perfectly.
They might like it better with
this. Oh my god!
I don't know. We never got it perfectly.
Yeah, we got a couch now.
We got like the live stream. We got like the gambling cave stream set up a little bit with these.
Yeah, exactly.
Very familiar.
If you don't know, this used to be Erica, the CEO's office. When she moved out, nobody was using it for a while. So me and Nick Hamilton were like, "Can we just make that the Pub Punk studio and just like put a bunch of instruments and shit in here?" They said yes, and nobody's taken it yet.
You did a great job, Bob.
Thanks. We got to clean it up. It's an absolute mess out here.
Put some nice designs in the back, little backdrop.
Decorated the place up a little bit. Also, you interviewed Alex Pereira this week.
I did.
It was a one-on-one interview. I was sick. Jack was sick. You handled it by yourself.
I think the first time I've done an MMA one by myself, I think. Maybe. Have I done another one?
It might have been. And it's also like...
Poatan was
I don't want to say like nerve-wracking. Like, I don't think your nerves were racked before that, but it's... not confusing one, a tough one to do with the translator.
It was the first time I'd done that with a true, just a pure translator where he really, I don't think understands like anything I'm saying, and I don't understand anything he's saying back to me. It's very funny though in translation. Like for example, like one of the questions I asked was about Cormier, kind of making some comments about, is he taking this seriously? He was at the Drake concert, blah blah blah. And it's funny when the translator, he says something, he's like, Daniel Cormier, like just in the middle of it when they drop like the name. That always makes you laugh. But.
So that's going to be dropping on all Spinnin Backfist channels today at, we'll say 3 p.m. We'll drop that on the channel. Great interview. I think it was like around 10 minutes, 10,
something
11
like that,
minutes.
yeah.
So it's a short watch. You could watch it on your commute. You could watch it on your lunch break. Well, maybe it's a little late for lunch break. Your lunch break tomorrow. It's a good interview. Check it out. And we also interviewed Patty the Batty. We'll put that out next week ahead of his fight with Michael Chandler.
Banger card, man. I'm excited for this one.
I am too. You want to get right into it? Do we have any news that we should break down before we get into it?
I'm trying to think. I don't think anything since we've last recorded, anything broke too crazy.
I don't think so
like
either.
The Kansas City cards coming together. That actually
pretty
looks
good
like
card,
a banger fight night card. Jamal Hill, Roundtree's a great main event. Actually, if you little teaser, I asked Pereira give his breakdown. He legitimately gave me an answer.
Yeah.
He did not give me any political answer. He truly gave me who he thought would win, how it would go. So, little teaser there for the interview.
Huge news that we forget to mention. Dana White is finally into the boxing realm. That's I don't have anything big. Dana White and Turkey. I don't know how to say his last name. I don't want to disrespect the Royal Kingdom of Saudi Arabia by butchering it, but they have finally started a boxing brand under the TKO umbrella. They don't have like a name for it yet. I don't know if that's coming, if it's going to be in a press release, but they're already teasing this big September event. Turkey was like, maybe September 12th. And Dana's like, pump the brakes. We're not ready to announce anything yet, dude. But Ariel Helwani thinks it's going to be Crawford Canelo.
That'd be insane.
It would be insane. They said, I think it was maybe.
He did. I mean,
someone said, is Canelo's name in the mix? And Dana White said every big name boxer is in the mix.
I mean, he signed the 4-fight deal with Turkey.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it very much, and then also, doesn't he usually kind of fight around that time?
September, yeah.
Because he usually does like a Cinco de Mayo. He does a Cinco de Mayo, and then like in
Mexican
the fall.
Independence Day. Yeah.
So that would make. I mean, that'd be incredible.
And that would be that weekend. Fight. I think that's Mexican Independence Day weekend, like where UFC no change.
Oh yeah, it is. You're right. It's mid-September.
Yeah.
You're right. It's early September.
So that would make sense to celebrate the entire month. UFC Noche, but boxing Noche, sponsored by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia again. Dana said the same stuff that we've heard him say, but it's kind of relieving to hear someone going into the boxing realm being like, I just want to put on good fights and good cards. We've gotten in this realm where you have to be undefeated for anyone to care about you. Mm-hmm. If you're an up-and-coming boxer, there's obviously exceptions, but generally that's kind of how boxing has gone the last few years, and he wants to eliminate that. Because I wrote in the blog, like, he would rather a Michael Chandler than a Magomed Ankalaev every day of the week. And that's how he's going to approach boxing, I think, as well.
Just we want a bunch of Arturo Gattis.
A bunch of Arturo Gattis and maybe just a good full card. Boxing forever.
Well, that's what I was explaining it a little bit too. It's funny. We started Pick Century yesterday. And Large came in, just had no idea. We had like just went live. We're like just having, I'm like, yo, no, we're live. And then so I started explaining to Rico, like kind of the situation. I was like, see, with boxing, you pay $80, whatever it is for essentially the main event.
Yes.
Maybe there's been a couple cards where there's like a good. Recently, Turkey started.
Recently,
finally, Turkey has started doing it where there's at least like a couple of good fights, like 2-3. But obviously, the Dana model, like the UFC model, is you are getting 5 bangers on the main pay-per-view that you're paying for. And then even the prelims of like good cards are sick.
They're going to be good matchups. It's not going to be a minus 2,600 favorite on every fight.
Very rare.
And a lot of boxing cards are like that. It's weird.
Yeah, very, very rare in the UFC. Like literally only like the Bo Nichols of the world when they first come up. Like guys like that, like the early like a Hamzat, like outside of that ever. I mean, you're never seeing lines like that ever.
Also in boxing, Serrano Taylor 3 got announced.
I just saw this morning at MSG.
At MSG in July. I really want to go to that.
Yeah.
The first fight, that environment was insane, like no other fight I've ever been to. And it was at MSG. I feel like they could replicate that for the third fight, especially after the last one was controversial.
The first
a little more bad blood.
There's a lot of people think Amanda Serrano's 2-0 and she's 0-2, unfortunately.
And her fan base is going to be fucking rabid in July.
The second one, I 100%. That was on the Tyson Paul.
Yes,
I 100% thought
the headbutts.
I thought she won.
About that
I really thought she won the second one. First one, I thought it was close. It could have went either way. But no, even the fight they actually just announced the 3-fight card in Times Square.
That's crazy.
In a few months, I mean, Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero.
How are they going to do that?
So I asked Large about it the other day. He said there's something they like. I don't think they built. There's like either like a building right next to it or something they kind of like put together that they like make it happen there. I'm not exactly sure. But he
like,
was kind of trying to explain it to me.
they're
I
gonna
didn't
have to
fully
shut
understand.
it down like they do for New Year's Eve, right?
Probably, I would think so.
And then are they putting seats?
I mean, they did do so. This is obviously a much different event. This is only just speaking off what they did do like a college game day there once.
Yeah,
and it's obviously similar to like a New Year's where they
like big stage.
Because I mean, but
barricades.
it's got to be inside. I would think though. Like, there's no way they're doing it outside. I mean,
what month is it again?
I think it's in like June maybe.
Yeah, and you can't risk the. Well, they could put a fucking canopy over the ring. I would imagine they might do it outside.
Let me look up the exact date on this one.
I think they might do it outside.
They could,
unless they put it in like a glass box, like
May 2nd.
You know, for
May 2nd.
You know when they do like it's like racquetball or something in Grand Central, and they do the glass boxes, and they be inside a glass box boxing.
Imagine.
Did you see the video of the boxers on top of the hot air balloon? By the way, that's
no,
fake,
I don't think I did.
I think that's fake because I was watching and I was like, "There's no way you could possibly get up there," but it looked so real. Let me show you this. Get your live reaction, bro. No parachutes. I mean, that's fake, right? Bro,
oh my goodness, it looks real as shit. But I don't know.
Each other, but
it looks real. I don't know.
It does. The ropes bouncing. The pictures.
The shot. I think it might be real.
But how do they get on top of a hot air balloon?
That's a great question. I mean, when it's on the ground, maybe they kind of put you on there.
I think when it's on the ground, isn't it like, I don't know.
If it's on the ground, you could go up there with like a scissor lift, something like that, and put you on there.
And then they just let it go. What if one of these guys fell?
I agree. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting
chat.
Duped.
Did you guys see this?
Maybe
chat?
I'm getting duped.
Can I go like this without us getting copyrighted? Yeah, you can't copyright us off that. Look at this. They're on a hot air balloon. Here, let me full screen it for everyone. This is fake, right? I don't know how you fake something like this, but I think it's fake.
It looks incredibly
so
real.
Also, Vince in the chat says Colby ducking Themba at the Performance Institute. I did see that clip. I was almost surprised they put that clip out. I didn't think it was like that bad a look for Colby, but it doesn't fit in line with his entire persona.
Well, it's weird. Like if he should have just went up to him.
Yeah.
Like what?
Ooh, he looks at the camera. He's like, "Ooh, did you see who that was?"
Like honestly, it was just weird that he like saw him and it like ran away.
Yeah, because like also like is Themba Garimbo gonna fuck Colby Covington up in public?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No,
yeah, I don't think he's that kind of guy.
So.
Very strange.
Luke just smoked him.
AI is getting too real. It's AI. All right.
That would make sense. I mean,
that's what I figured. I did figure that. But I swear, like this was on posted on Happy Punch. You look at all the replies. Nobody's even saying it's fake. How did you do this? Everyone's just like, how did they get up there? Crazy.
Also, I guess real quick, the tank, the controversial knee, very bizarre.
I didn't see it, but
did you watch the fight?
I saw the clip. No.
So I mean, really, he lost. Yeah. He got outboxed and was like Roach was landing clean, and then I think it was the 9th round. It's funny because people have come about it now. He got like the braids done, and they put this like he got them like freshly done like that maybe like a few days before, and I guess they put this kind of product in it, and it started like just bleeding into his eyes.
Oh.
And he was basically saying I didn't want to get hit like with basically my eye and like burning, so he literally stopped and straight up took a knee and then like stood up. And then went over in the corner, literally like wiped his face with a towel.
Yeah,
and they just and then they just fought.
Yeah,
and everyone's like, "Bro, what the fuck?" Like, this guy just took a knee in the middle. Like he just took a timeout in the middle of the round.
You
like,
can't do that.
I mean, it literally was like the what's his name? French guy in PFL. Doumbé, Cedric Doumbé, with the thing with his toe. He literally was like saying this, and God was like, "Yo, like you can't just like." Take the time out to take the little stick out of your knee
or something.
Yeah, like you can't like a little like a splinter. You can't take a time out in the middle of the round and take a splinter out of your foot.
Nico in the chat says absolutely should have counted as a knockdown.
So and that's what a lot of people are saying, but also most people really think like he should have won. Like Roach should have won regardless.
Yeah,
with the knee, he should have like clearly won.
Yeah,
but it was it's one of those fights where it's like you don't have to watch it. You see that fight goes to a draw, you're like, oh, Roach won 8 rounds at least.
Yeah.
For that to be a draw. Like, there's no way they're giving Tank a draw.
And,
and one of them gave Tank, like, it was like a majority draw with the one was Tank, like 115, 113. And the other two had it 114 each.
And that's maybe something that Dana White and Turkey can come into boxing and be like, Can we figure? But I don't know if they can.
I mean,
That's
the
commission shit.
the UFC judges have similar problems,
true.
but I just don't think in UFC it's as rigged towards like the favorite or like the popular fighter. You see the more popular fighter get ripped off sometimes.
Of course.
So I don't think it's as cut and dry as that. I think in boxing it just always seems to be very like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But Roach landed
boxing, you almost know if a fight's close mid-fight, you know we're getting a fuck decision.
Absolutely. You have to like beat the brakes off them. If you're in that situation where Roach is plus like 900 and like no one knows who he is,
it was
you have to knock him out or just win like every round.
The first Bivol Canelo fight when Bivol beat him, we were all like, "This better fucking go to."
That was
every round was a beat.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could make an argument Bivol won legitimately 12-0.
Yes.
Like 11-1.
And we were still, when it went to decision, being like, are they not to give this to Canelo? I don't know.
Slips aren't drops. He knew the rules. Boxing judging is flat out corrupt.
It is. I mean, a lot of it definitely is.
Correct.
Slips aren't drops. It's true, but it wasn't. But I wouldn't call that a slip. Like he took a knee.
Yeah.
Like in boxing, guys like
slip is accidental.
I mean, think like in the Tank Garcia fight, he lands a huge body shot. He takes a knee and then he can't get up.
True.
Like obviously Tank got up in like a second, but still, when you take a knee from like damage, I understand it wasn't directly from a punch.
I think it's closer to a knockdown than a slip, in my opinion.
I think it can't even be like debated. It's
a slip is a total like accidental thing.
Yes.
A knee is your like
he didn't like step on his foot and like push him.
Yeah.
Like he legitimately was in the middle of action and just took a knee on his own. That's in like any other world. If Roach does it, it's a knockdown.
Yeah.
Like and that's the problem with boxing.
And Tank's team was on Nate's flight to Vegas. How about that? He texted me. He's like, Tank's whole team is on my flight right now. Like, oh, shit. All right, let's get into the UFC 313 card. I know the unnamed show is about to go. I don't want to go too far into that. We kick off the card with Jordan Santos versus Ozzy Diaz. Jordan Santos minus 205. Ozzy Diaz plus 170. Have we seen these guys both?
So Ozzy Diaz was a Contender Series guy, and then he took a late notice fight on the Macau card, I believe it was. I think against
Ming Yang Zhang.
Yeah, who's like a really good fighter.
Yeah, he got knocked out in the first round.
I'm pretty sure got knocked. Did Ozzy Diaz win on Contender?
He lost to Joe Pyfer.
I was gonna say I thought he did.
He lost to Joe Pyfer.
Ozzy Diaz? Okay. So he had won Contender way before. Okay, it's like a couple of years ago. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Because I was
2022.
I was pretty sure he had lost, and then that was
he lost on Contender, got 2 wins in LFA, and then got
the infamous be like Joe Pyfer. He was unfortunately he was on the receiving end. Santos, I don't think we've seen him.
Santos is Contender Series as well.
I was gonna say I knew we hadn't seen him in the UFC. Probably this is like a no. I guess I'll lean Santos just for like picking because I just don't think Diaz is very good. But
I'll definitely have no play.
But yeah, this is like you're pouring up your drink.
Yeah.
Maybe
putting in the rest of your bets for the card.
Yeah, you're putting in your bets. Maybe you're rolling something up. Whatever tickles your fancy. You're just getting settled on the couch for this one.
Absolutely.
It should be action packed. It should be a good fight, but not a lot of data on either guys.
And speaking of maybe putting in your bets, put in your bets with DraftKings. Hold on. I got to put on the DraftKings thing. Please hold.
Yep.
Please hold. This thing isn't working. All right. Boom. DraftKings. Bet $5. You get $200 in bonus bets. Oh, no, that's the wrong thing. It's the wrong thing. All right. We got a different deal for you. Code Backfist will get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. There you go. UFC 313 is back in Vegas. It won't be paradise for one of the light heavyweights in the main event. Don't miss out on any of the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, the official sports betting partner of the UFC. Alex Pereira, Poatan, defends his lightweight title against Magomed Ankalaev. That's just the cherry on top of a night of amazing fights. That's right. We're about to break them all down for you. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a fighter to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your fighter, and place your first bet. It's that simple. And if you're new to DraftKings, listen up. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. There we go. Sorry, I put up the wrong thing. Tech difficulties. Again, Jack Mack is the brains of the operation. We're a skeleton crew.
We're missing him.
The next fight on the card, Chris Gutierrez versus John Castaneda. Was this a late notice fight?
Yeah, because Gutierrez lost his opponent, and Castaneda was supposed to fight last week.
Yeah.
And then now they just slotted him in here. This line's been crazy. Because actually, me and Jack Mac and Lee were all talking about in the group, like, where do you think this fight gets lined?
Yeah.
I thought Gutierrez would be the favorite. Jack Mac thought Castaneda would be the favorite. But then there was a weird, we saw like it somewhere that Castaneda was going to be like this huge favorite. And then now it's like Gutierrez
Plus
minus
100.
120,
Yeah.
Castaneda plus 100. I think I might take Castaneda at that price. Gutierrez, he's unique because like he is like for a bantamweight, he's long. He can stay on the outside. But Castaneda, I think, is pretty comparable in size.
Yeah.
I even think he probably has a power advantage. Gutierrez also has had weird performances, like with Munoz. Some of these guys are able to like close the
He had
distance,
a lot of weird
get inside,
lately.
like get hit. And I think Castaneda at plus money, I think I would take a stab at here. I'll go with Castaneda.
What about the next fight? We've got a friend of the program, Francis Marshall versus Marion Santos. Tough fight for him. Santos minus 310, Francis Marshall plus 250. Last time we saw him was at PFL in Florida.
Yep.
He was just sitting there. We walked past him. We were like, oh, shit, Francis Marshall.
Yeah, Francis Marshall, great guy. Jersey guy.
Jersey City. Not anymore, though, right? He moved?
Yeah, no, he's an ATT guy now. He moved
Yeah.
down to Florida. He's going all in. He's been training with like Grant Dawson a lot and some of those guys.
It breaks my heart a little bit that he moved because in the back of my mind, I was always thinking, if I ever run into real trouble in Jersey City, I have Francis Marshall in the back of my pocket.
You do. He's right there.
Call him up and be like, yo,
and very unassuming to the average
unassuming. Nice
guy, handsome kid. He walks up, he beats the brakes off you. You're like, this guy?
Yeah.
You're like a little blonde-haired kid? I'm like, yeah, watch this, pal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this line's wide. I like Francis.
Get him at plus 250. Is nice.
Listen, Santos is a good fighter. Like I respect him. He had a really good showing on not a Contender Series, on Ultimate Fighter. He was Ultimate Fighter winner. He also, I think, he has very good takedown defense. He fought some wrestlers in there in the exhibitions. Did well, held his own. Landed an insane knockout on Awfully, like one of the best knockouts of the year. But I think this is a really close fight. Like I think this line, I don't really get it. Like Santos is the favorite, that's fine. I think he should be more maybe minus 200, maybe a little less. So I'll gladly take Francis Marshall plus 250. I think this is a very, very close fight, even fight. I also think Marshall kind of learned his lesson from the Gomez fight.
Yeah.
Where he didn't really go for it. I think he let Gomez kind of dictate the pace, stay on the outside. I think we saw from the Bazooka fight him coming back, he went for it.
Good, yeah.
Big knockdown. Honestly, almost knocked him out early.
Yeah.
He's got cardio. I think Marshall can absolutely win this fight. I'll gladly take plus 250.
I'll throw a unit on him plus 250, no doubt. Then the next fight, we've got the heaviest favorite of the entire card, Carlos Leal Miranda, minus 800 against Alex Morono, plus 550. Is there any bet you like at all here?
So Leal was a PFL guy forever.
Yeah. Did we see him fight in PFL?
So, yeah, a few times.
We did, right?
He was very good. He made it to the championship and lost to Sada Busi.
That's right, yeah.
But he had a lot of good showings in there. He's an action fighter. I very much enjoy watching him fight. If you remember, it must have been one of the Saudi or I think it was an Abu Dhabi actually card. He fought Renat early in the night.
That's right.
And fucking beat him. And he got absolutely robbed. A disgusting, filthy, dirty, corrupt scumbag robbery. Classic of a guy. His last name ends in a V. You're in the Middle East. He gets a decision he doesn't deserve. I wonder here if almost for that performance he's being overvalued. But at the same time, I think Morono is kind of on his last legs here.
He's got a lot of knockouts in the last few fights too, his PFL fights.
No, Leal I think is a good fighter.
Yeah.
And also he's a guy classic. I remember from the Rahmana fight, or not the Renat fight. I think he's taking advantage of the no USADA.
Oh yeah.
Lot of back knee.
Okay.
Looking even from PFL looking just jacked up. Yeah, I think he wins. I just think the line's too wide.
So you're not going to bet on
it's just I think from the Renat performance, his line's really inflated here.
a minus 2.5, minus 125.
It almost it's so wide. I almost want to just sprinkle Morono because it's such a crazy line to get him plus 500. But then I just think Leal is better.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a dog or pass.
Then we've got Armin Petrosian versus Bruno Ferreira. Bruno plus 120.
Yeah.
Petrosian minus 142.
I like Petrosian.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like Petrosian, but I could see this like being a close decision in the end. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna stay away from this. I think
I like Petrosian a lot here. I think he's the much like sharper, more technical striker. Uses kicks. We've seen him beat some good guys in the UFC. Pereira to me is he's very knockout or bust.
Yeah.
Like he's got some big ones. Like he knocked out RoboCop.
Yep.
He knocked out
Phil Hawes,
Stolfus had a great like this crazy spinning back elbow. Yeah, Phil Hawes, the most spockable man in America.
Come on, Pride of Little Fair, New Jersey.
That's not I'd get knocked out way easier probably. But yeah, I just Petrosian I think is sharper. He's longer. Pereira, I just think if Pereira doesn't land a crazy knockout like in the first round, I think this is all Petrosian. Maybe even like Petrosian like late like round 2, round 3. Yeah, I'm gonna be on Petrosian money on for sure.
I feel like I see this as like
even in the shower fight, I thought he was doing great, and then he just got like the double spinning backfist.
Yeah.
Was kind of like out of nowhere.
I feel like Bruno is gonna like knock him down in the first round. The second round is gonna be razor thin, and then Petrosian's gonna dominate the third round, and it's all gonna come down to the second. And it's gonna be one of those fights.
Yeah, I think he's smart enough. I think he's gonna be able to not get hit by Bruno, but I guess we'll see.
Then we've got Joshua Van versus Taisura. I don't even know if I'm saying that last name.
I think you are.
Van minus 180, Taisura plus 150. I like Josh Van here.
I love Van.
Yeah, I would absolutely bet him. At
Van money line, that little sprinkle round 2, round 3.
Yeah,
he collects the data. He lets the hands go in late round 1, round 2.
He's been good for me in the past. I think when I bet on Van, he's usually come through for me.
I mean, the only loss he had was the Charles Johnson fight when he had won the first 2 rounds and he just got clipped.
True. He
got clipped through the big right hand and just a temple shot, wobbly into an uppercut. Yeah, but I really think Van clears here. I think Van like dominates.
I want to say I bet on him in his last 3 fights. I think I started off betting on him in the Charles Johnson fight, which was
his last fight should have been. It was he fought Edgar Cherez.
Well, then he fought Cody Durden after
That's
that.
Right. Did he finish Durden?
No, decision.
I was like, Durden's a good fighter.
That was just in December too. That wasn't that long ago.
That's right. I like Van here. I think Van like clean. I think Van's legit. Like I think he's
I do.
I think he's a legit top 15 guy for a long time. He's still really young. I love Van here. I think he gets like a second, third round knockout.
Van fight not to go the distance plus money. Colin Arthur in our chat, and Jesse Adams says, agreed, Colin, love that.
Yeah, I like that too. I think that's a solid bet. But yeah, Van, I'll definitely be on Van money line for sure, like with the biggest. And then, round 2, round 3. That's the way he cooks.
Then we've got Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. Curtis Blades, I think he said he took this fight just based on nothing.
He said he did not know.
Didn't know anything about him. Didn't know what the guy's record was. He was just like, whatever, I'll take a fight.
Honestly, got to be wild. Like he literally fought for the interim. He fought for the belt.
Yeah,
and then now his next fight is a guy he literally has not heard of. Has never fought in the top 15.
He's minus 325. Another guy at I don't know what to think of.
I almost want to take a shot at the dog.
Really, just to
just based on purely like Blades is chinny. We know that.
Yeah.
Blades is interesting because even like when you think about the Almeida fight that he won, he ends up landing the crazy hammer fist and wins. His defensive wrestling was bad.
Yeah.
His offensive wrestling is very good, but like Almeida was ragdolling him around the cage until he just got hit with those temple shots and he just got knocked out. I think he just doesn't. Unfortunately, Almeida, I think, could be champion if he had a chin.
The hammer fist.
They just got him, But I almost want to take a shot at the dog here. Plus, like with that big of a number, just on like, hey, like heavyweights land a big shot. Can y'all get offensive wrestling going, grappling? Yeah, I'll take a shot at the dog.
Then we've got King Green versus Ruffy. King Green finally listed on DraftKings. For a long time, it was Bobby Green, and I call him King. King Green plus 350. Ruffy minus 455, and this feels a little bit like a weird matchmaking to me. Like after the last loss,
you think so?
To Patty, I don't know. It feels like a huge hill for Green to overcome.
No, it is, but I think this is it's the perfect like Ruffy's a fighting nerds guy.
Yeah,
they really like his style.
It almost feels like they're like putting him on a showcase spot. First fight of the main card.
Yeah. contender series guy, 2-0 with
I like
UFC.
Ruffy. He's more your guy, right?
I'm not a Ruffy's like not one of my guys.
Yeah, okay.
I don't feel that strongly about him. I think he should. I guess my fear is here. His last fight with James Lamtop. Lamtop's one of those guys like he just has had it conquered. He's got that Vittori head.
Yeah.
Just hit him all day with a baseball bat. He just won't die. But Ruffy pieced him up bad. But this is a fight where I feel like it goes two ways. Like I feel like Ruffy absolutely styles on him and like knocks him out in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Or I think all of a sudden we're in an absolute war in the third round.
Maybe.
And Green's like cooking. And we're like, oh no, like this is like mayhem.
Is that enough for you to try plus 350?
I want to.
Really?
You know what? I'm torn because the last time he was a huge dog like this, I didn't do it. I wanted to so badly. And it was against Grant Dawson. They knocked him out in 30 seconds, and I was kicking myself. I was like, what a fucking pussy you are. But here, I don't know. I also am just worried that Bobby Green, this is the fight to me, like, if Bobby Green's not shot, this fight gets into the third round.
Yeah.
But he might be,
I would
he
agree
might
with
be
that.
shot.
I think he's shot.
He might be shot. That's the problem.
Unfortunately.
But at the same time, Patty, like, he catches him in a crazy sub.
Yeah.
Also, he goes for shoots the takedown. What are you doing, Bobby? Like your advantage if you have one is on the feet.
Yeah,
and you just shoot a takedown, on the jiu-jitsu practitioner. Like it's not smart. Roundabout say, I guess like a dog or pass. I just don't feel that confident in Bobby Green, but the line is crazy. Maybe Green round 3, just as like a principal play.
Then we've got Amanda Lemos versus Yasmin Lucindo. Lucindo minus 142, Lemos plus 120. I think I like Lemos there.
I do too. I'm willing to take a shot at Lemos here. The experience.
I don't love her, but I think I like her in that. Like my immediate instinct on that fight is like, yeah, I would bet Lemos.
She hits hard. I love when Dana uses the just like she hits like a man.
He loves saying that.
She does have the snappy elbows that a lot of women like don't have.
Yeah.
The pop, pop. She got the super long arms. Yeah, I like Lemos too. She's the competition she's fought is so high level. Like a lot of her losses are to like chokes and like losing to like Weili Zhang, losing to like she got submitted the standing arm triangle to like Andrade.
Yeah, like
these are good fighters who like can do things to her that I don't think Lucindo can do. Yeah, I like Lemos. I'll take Lemos here.
I think I kind of like the dog in the next fight, too. Jalen Turner versus Ignacio Bahamondes. I know Bahamondes is great. He's minus 130 here. Jalen Turner plus 110. Jalen Turner's kind of becoming one of those guys for me where if I could get him at plus money, I think I'm taking a stab.
Turner might be my favorite play of the night.
Really?
He might be. He's definitely up there. One of my top, 2-3 favorite plays for sure. And
I know he's 1-3 in his last 4, but he doesn't fight like that.
He's fought like all the guys.
Dan Hooker, Gamrot, and Moicano.
That's and Gamrot was a split that a lot of people thought was. Yeah. I was actually there. It was on the John Jones.
Dan Hooker was a split too.
That was another. He's actually it's funny. All his wins are by finish.
Yeah.
And the 2 losses, both split losses.
Yeah.
Bahamundos is good. This is not me. To me, this isn't a fade of Bahamundos. This is more just Turner's fought everyone. He has a lot of good wins. Even Moicano, if he gave Moicano's grappling too much respect. He had Moicano out.
Turner should have finished Moicano.
He should have 100%.
Nico, shout out Nico. You're right.
He gave Moicano too much respect. He knocked him down bad and just wouldn't get on the ground with him, and then he gets finished the next round. Yeah, I like Turner here a lot. I think Turner's a really good striker. They're similar. They're both tall, long, rangy guys. They both have power, though. Yeah, I like Turner.
I think this will be a good fight, though.
I like Turner a lot.
I think the final 3 fights on this card are great.
Yeah.
The next one being Justin Gaethje versus Rafael Fiziev. Fiziev minus 162, Gaethje plus 136. Another one where I'm gonna be betting on Gaethje. If you're giving me Gaethje in that fight as plus money, I'm taking it. This is 3 rounds, by the way, right?
Yep, 3 rounds. You're pretty sure.
I think it would have been 5.
Hooker was going to be 5. Yeah, I think this is 3. I like Fiziev.
Do you think the 3 rounds favors him or Gaethje more? I almost think it favors Gaethje more.
the argument for Fiziev would be that it is short notice for him. So you say like you'd rather have the 3-rounder.
Yeah.
But we've seen him before, like in the RDA fight, knocked him out in the 5th round. Like we've seen him when he's extended. He's had some gas up in the tank. Gaethje's interesting at this stage in his career because this feels like such a big fight for his trajectory.
Yeah.
Of like where his career is going. And he pretty much said like if he gets slept bad like he did Holland, which obviously that was extreme.
Yeah.
But Fiziev is more than capable of doing that. That basically that if that happened again, I think he'd be like done.
I think he'd be done, and I think that would be the smart decision to make. He's gotten slept bad a couple of times throughout his career.
Yeah.
Before he was even.
Well, this was he talked about. This was the first time that he really got like slept.
Yeah.
Like he had some TKOs where he was like out of it, but he was in there.
Yeah.
Like this is the first time he really got like knocked.
I couldn't believe when they put out the footage that they cut away from on the pay-per-view. Did you see that? Like last week, they just put out the zoom in on his like dead body.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know if you needed to put that out, guys.
It's got to be tough for him. I wonder that for fighters like when you just become on the receiving end of like such a historic knockout like that.
You're gonna see
like
it 1,000
forever.
times.
It's gonna be on. You're gonna be just like watching like college football on a Saturday.
Like the H-bomb.
And yeah, you're just gonna see Holloway throwing the overhand right, and you just falling on your face.
Connor and Aldo, moments like that where so many people look at Aldo, one of the greatest featherweight mixed martial artists of all time, if not the greatest. And they're like, yeah, it's the guy that got knocked out in 13 seconds.
Yeah,
and that's all they know about him. Crazy.
So Gaethje, he did the right things in that he waited 11 months. Like he really the fight was in April, so he really took a lot of time off. He said he didn't spar, didn't get touched for 6 months after. Smart. That's what you should do when you take a brutal knockout like that. The first fight was so close. Even a lot of people thought Fiziev won. I think the line was minus 200 the first time. It's minus 160 now. It opened like 140.
Yeah.
Gaethje also talked about that, which I thought this was strange. He talked about being more reckless, like how he was early in his career.
In this fight?
Yes, like in the media day.
Huh.
And I was like, because his point was that champion fighters move forward.
Yeah.
And he was like, I started like not going forward the way I used to. And he was like, I need to keep doing that. And I was like, I don't know if that's going to work out.
You became a better fighter when you got less reckless. Actually.
That's what I thought too. I was like, when you became like, when it was like sharp recklessness, if that makes sense. I kind of like Fiziev. Like I think Fiziev can get this done. It's on like 2 weeks' notice. He's training. I think he's ready to go. He's been hungry for a fight. Like he hasn't fought in like a year and a half because of the knee injury, but he has taken like supple time off. Yeah, I like Fiziev. I'm going to pick Fiziev to win.
And then the main event, Poatan and Ankalaev. Obviously, the toughest test he's ever faced. Obviously, the guy who people have been saying the UFC has been avoiding the matchup with for a long time. Ankalaev minus 105, Poatan minus 115, almost a pick'em fight. I've even seen some lines that are flipped in the same type of lines. Call me a fool. I'm going Poatan again.
No, you're not a fool.
Like I'm gonna feel silly if I pick Ankalaev and he gets knocked out in the first round. I understand the risk associated with that. If he gets taken down, I'm gonna be very worried immediately. But again, is he going to be taken down and submitted, or is he going to be taken down and held down? And at the beginning of the second round, he's got another shot for that knockout.
I've been so torn on this because like I've been saying forever, like even that like Ankalaev would be favored and all this. It's basically like a pick'em. And I think to me, even it's crazy. Like it took Poatan having like a historic run to for this to be a pick'em.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it opened Ankalaev a big favorite, and it got bet down right away. God.
It's maybe a little spinning Backfist bump for Poatan.
Ankalaev just like he just scares me because he has all the tools to win. Because if he wrestles, like he's going to win. The two major things is, I wonder if Poatan has had enough time. Like he hasn't fought a grappler in so long that if he's given himself almost like enough time for Glover to kind of like just teach him to defend takedowns.
Yeah.
Like even like when like Adesanya was taking him down, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
But it's still, you sit there and you're like, yeah, like he was taking him down. Like Jan did have some success taking him down. Like Ankalaev is a much better wrestler like than these two guys. Yeah. I'm gonna go Ankalaev. I think I have to. I think I have to just based on
interviewing Poatan.
I think I
backstabbed.
Oh, see, that's where. But my thing is like I honestly don't even know if I'm gonna bet it because I'm not like.
Yeah.
I think I feel like I need to, just because I've said for like 2 years ago it's gonna be the favorite, and like this
I
is
really
like,
hope it,
like
no
this
matter
is the
what
guy
happens.
who can beat him. I also think that if this fight gets extended, I get worried. And another thing that I'm saying, this is in Poatan's favor. We saw when he fought Jan for the belt when Ankalaev did the draw that ended up in Jamal Hill, Glover fight, all that. Jan was beating the shit out of Ankalaev's leg.
Yeah,
it became a huge problem. And I actually think the reason it was a draw because the one round I think they gave a Jan a 10-8 because of the leg kicks were so bad. Like so bad like on him.
Yeah.
So that's a problem for Ankalaev. But like Pereira's, he just flicks that thing out and people are like crippled by it. So I guess I'm picking Ankalaev, but I don't because also there's part of me that like the way that Poatan late in these fights able to just like turn up the gas. Yeah. It's just I don't like it's
what he did to Roundtree. Now I know
what he did to Roundtree and what he did to Adesanya. It's
Yeah.
so tough. Like, God,
I hope no matter what happens that this is an exciting fight. I don't
I want
to just lay on him for 5 rounds and we have the narrative of the UFC is another boring champ.
Like I want to root for Pereira,
of course,
but at the same time, it's like there's part of it's like I don't want to say it's like the casual take because like what you see from Poatan, like even someone who watches the most like hardcore fighters, like even like guys like Whitaker and guys like that are picking Pereira, and like I don't blame them because they just see like the type. He's just a winner too. Like he just has that like never like I don't know. I'll stick with Ankalaev, but it's like I don't really feel super confident about it. Because I just think Pereira can just do the Pereira thing and just use the black magic and all of a sudden like he like Ankalaev's up 3-0 or like 2-1 and going in the fourth, and then Pereira just starts marching forward. And
it would not surprise
me.
But
the only thing I guess I'd say about this though is he was able to do that to 2 guys who the takedowns like weren't the same threat. Like I said, Adesanya did take him down early in the fight, but you're down 3-1 and you're not going to sit there and be like, all right, like I'm worried about Adesanya taking me and holding me down for 5 minutes.
No,
he said I'm going to go for it.
Yeah,
and Roundtree's the same way. Roundtree was hurt, and he's like, I'm the 4th round. Like Roundtree's not going to shoot a takedown. I mean, he never has in his career. He's never going to. So Ankalaev's a little different animal where like you just start
it's coming at any
charging forward, you throw that right, like he's gonna just shoot and like then you're on your back. Then you got a big ass dude on your back who can grapple and wrestle.
Izzy said he's gonna win by leg kicks and the left hook.
The leg kicks are what really scare me for Ankalaev. Like, I think that could become a major problem. Because the leg kicks obviously make it harder to shoot the double legs, single legs, and
you make him worried about the whole thing. Yeah.
God, man, I guess
one big leg kick early, he'll be worried the rest of the fight.
Yeah, I guess I'm picking Ankalaev, but not with like a lot of confidence. It's more just to kind of like be contrarian. And I feel like I love Poatan, but if he wins this one, I think people are just putting him in like conversations that are just like, whoa, like
you're saying like you're the GOAT.
I mean, people are kind of saying that if he like wins this fight, like that he almost like putting himself in like that category.
I wouldn't put him in that category. I think you could say he's on like an all-time run for sure.
Then a lot of people are saying that no matter what, that he's going to just like move up to heavyweight after this.
I saw that as well. I don't know if I believe that.
But if Ankalaev beats him, I wonder if he would just want like the rematch.
I think he would.
I think he would too.
Definitely what I would say.
I think he would for sure.
All right.
Yeah, God. It's like I'm taking Ankalaev and it's like I just know it's not going to work out. Like as I'm saying it, I'm like, oh, like why are you doing this, Evan? Like don't do this.
All right, that was the Spinnin Backfist show. We'll be back probably post pay-per-view. I would imagine we'll do a post show.
I'll be ready to go. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Hopefully we'll have Jack back with us. Get well soon, Jack Mack, and we'll talk to you then.